Yes, indeed. Good morning. What's happening, y'all? It is a Women Wednesday because, hey, I have noticed that the more effery that we dig up in this Epstein, Mr. Orange saga that's continuing to dig into the files to see what's going on in that rabbit hole, baby. Because you don't just be buddies and chummy and pals with nobody for 15 years. Have a goddamn modeling agency for women. Then you F around and messing with, have these massage parlors and hiring masseuses to massage on you everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. You don't have all this shit for no reason. So as we continue to see the lynching occur of the lives that's been told, by the way, not just a physical lynching, but it's the lynching of the lives. Lynching of this, what this era is called. I'm gonna officially name this era the lynching of the lives, the lynching of lives. LOL. Not laugh out loud, bitch. This is lynching of lives that was told. Baby, I know and understand to my women that have been physically abused, verbally, mentally, sexually, molested, trafficked in some kind of way. Hey, I do know and understand that all of this effort will bring up some pain from the past and your childhood. Some trauma will come back up if you've been tampered with at a young age. I know all this shit, and all this shit will hurt some of you very deeply because you don't want to go back to the past. You don't want to think about what your mom or what your, not your mama. Well, maybe somebody's mama did. But somebody's mama. I don't know what's your mama. But you don't want to have to think about what your predators did to you. People that was in your family, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, you know what I'm saying, your auntie, your whoever was related to you and thought that this was okay because incest was very prevalent. And I believe that's why a lot of this shit went on. Because deep down in some of our families, incest was okay, right? And a lot of that shit trickled down into our folks, into our lineage. You know, when we was coming along. You know, some of these people, ancestral, thought that it was okay to be incest with each other. Like, you know, having sexual connections with your cousin or your brother. You know what I'm saying? Some of this shit is ancestral, y'all. And we just seeing it play out. And in the families that we see it playing out in the deepest of the sick shit, it's just going on. It's on display right now. And we watching it just play out. But what I want to say is I do know and understand that there's a lot of trauma that's going to be dug up, that women are going to have to deal with this deep pain from being sexually assaulted, even aped, and the R in the front of that again. There's a lot of trauma that goes on. I don't think y'all understand this. And you know, it's a lot of men too. Shout out to the men out there that have been aped and molested. I know that there's a lot of pain that come from this with y'all too, especially when you was listening to the allegations allegedly that the Dark Knight was doing. Alleged, because this is alleged. I don't know this to be facts. I wasn't there. So allegedly, it's a lot of pain and shit, trauma that comes from this kind of shit on display for all women to see, especially those of us who have dealt with being tampered with at a young age. So my heart and my thoughts are with all of you, okay? And I can feel the pain. I'm gonna tell you something. And that's what prompted me to do the video, because there's a lot of deep wounded pain, seated pain, and some of the history of women that had to deal with predators trying to take their innocence. You dig what I'm saying? And I pray that you get the healing that you deserve. You know, I hope that you have done some type of therapy on yourself. Or if you don't do it, go to therapy. Get you some therapy. If you're still dealing with the pain, if you can't get over it, you're still angry, go to therapy. Try therapy. You know, but for the most part, y'all, I personally, I just want to say, my apologies for what happened to you. These things should never happen to any woman. No woman should have to go through any of this. We shouldn't even have to relive any of this crap that's going on. And hey, I want you to know that, hey man, there is progress in pain, right? Because on the other side, when you've done the work, you've healed yourself, you know, and you're dealing and healing, there is progress, right? There is progress through pain. You can get through this right here. You know what I mean? It's not going to last you all your life unless you choose. You have to choose. You have a choice. You have a choice and a voice, okay? So at this time, I would also, speaking of voice, for those that it did happen to, write a book, okay? Put your pain in a book. I keep telling y'all to turn a moment into money, right? So turn this moment. Those of you who have dealt with sexual abuse out there, turn this moment right here that was full of pain into money. Turn it into money. Turn it into a book. Turn it into a podcast. Talk about it. Get it out. If it's still haunting you, get this pain off of you. Okay? Now, I'm just telling you because my heart was heavy this morning with this and seeing all this stuff and hearing what has happened. Y'all would not believe the egregious shit that has happened, the diabolical shit. And I do mean diabolical shit, behavior that has went on behind the scenes. Now, I don't know if y'all know, but that damn Epstein did a lot of sick shit. And if you pay attention, you listen to what these white folks saying, this white tea that's being spilled, you will know all the shit that he was doing, which is just absurd and dastardly. The dastardly behavior of Epstein, which is probably why he was taken out, because he's done too much. You went way too far, sir, way too far. And now we're going to see if Mr. Orange went just as far as he did. Now, allegedly, he said he didn't, because that's why he put him out of Mar-a-Lago. But we'll see. You know, I'm open to seeing anybody's truth come out, but we want to see it though, for sure. We want to see them document. You dig what I'm saying? Show the document, bit. Let the document loose, bit. Anyway, I'm gonna get on off here, man. But today is Women Wednesday, and shout out to all my women. My heart and soul and prayers are with you. I'm praying for your healing, okay? All of you that has dealt with sick men, you know, men who did not have their hormones or their sexual natures under control, and they chose to use you as the victim to push their sexual desires and pleasures on, okay? So my heart goes with you. You know, my heart goes out to you. Women too, because there are some women abusers out here too. You know, men who have been sexually abused by women too. My heart is with y'all too, because there's women out here that do too much too, that have done too much. Aunties, mamas, sisters, aunts. You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot of that shit that went on too. Alright. So anyway, I'm getting on off here, man. Y'all be easy, man. And just remember, man, you know, there's progress and pain all the time. You know what I'm saying?